right, tell me what Miss Broom has on her head today. Can you see? And on my shirt. What do I have on?
Chicken.
Chicken. That's
Chicken.
right.
Quack, 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 quack. Chicken. Cock, cock, cock. Chicken.
So the idea today is we're going to tell the story about the Little Red
Hen.
Yes, she's a chicken that has some attitude, all right? And then we're going to do a little bit of yoga with chicken, okay? All right, so this particular version is by Jerry Pinkney, and it's a little bit lengthy to try to read aloud and do some yoga fun. So Miss Broom's going to tell the story about the Little Red Hen. And so it might, we're going to use the pictures to help guide the story today. But this place takes this story, the setting of the story, is it going to be in the city or is it going to be in what are you thinking? The country? Is it going to be in a swamp? Is it going to be in the ocean? What do y'all think?
The farm.
It's going to take place on a farm. You're exactly right. And what happens is the Little Red Hen is going about her business, having a great day. Sun is shining bright, and she actually finds some wheat, all right, some grains of wheat when she's out and about. All right, let's let in Isaac. Oh, come on, Miss Broom, click. There we go. Welcome, Isaac. All right, and so she finds the grains of wheat and she says, oh my goodness, let's get some help to plant these grains of wheat. And she asked the billy goat, and she asked the dog, and she asked the pig. And each of these animals say, no, not I. Like when she asks them if they can pitch in and help, every one of them says, no, not I. All right. So then she plants the wheat. She says, okay, well, I'll do it all by myself. There's also a rat in this version of the story. Depending on the version of the story, the animals that help her or don't help her, as the case may be, are always a little different. All right, so she goes out and she plants the wheat. All right, she and her chicks, they get the job done. All right, and then the wheat grows. All right, so she's taking care of the wheat. And she asked for some help on taking care of the wheat. She asked the rat, she asked the goat, she asked the pig, she asked the dog, and all of them say, not I. All right, she can't get them to help take care of it. And then she has to cut and thresh the wheat. Who will help me cut and thresh the wheat, she asked. No, not I, said the goat. Not I, said the pig. Not I, said the dog. Not I, said the rat. So again, she does it all by herself. So there's she and the little chickies doing all the hard work. And so then she asked for some help about getting it to the mill so that they can take the wheat and grind it up and to make flour. All right, anybody know about, give me a thumbs up if you know about that white powdery stuff that works in the kitchen to bake cakes and bread. And yeah, very good. Nerdy's done some kitchen work. Rosie knows about it. Leah, very good, Leona. Oh, Leona, I like your hat. Leona has on a hat today too. All right, so there she goes to the mill all by herself. She gets the wheat ground into flour, and then she comes back and she says, who will help me bake some bread? And the dog says, not I. And the rat says, not I. And the goat says, not I. And the pig says, show me with your head. There you go, Nuri, not I. All right, very well then, I will do it myself. And she mixed the flour with the yeast, salt, and water, then kneaded the dough, shaped it into a loaf, and put it into the oven, and at last the bread was done. As the Little Red Hen took the hot loaf out of the oven, a tasty aroma circled the barnyard. All right, so it smelled really good. And if anybody has ever, been in the kitchen when cookies are baking, or a cake is baking, or bread is baking, oh, it is a yummy, yummy smell. And so then the Little Red Hen asked, who will help me eat the bread? And now the brown dog says, I will. And the gray rat says, I will. And the tall black goat says, I will. And the round pink pig says, I will. But because the animals didn't help plant and they didn't help take care of the wheat as it grew, and because they didn't help cut and thresh the wheat or take it to the mill to be ground, and they didn't help bake the bread, then she says, I'm going to do it like I did every other part of the story. She says, I'm going to eat it myself. And she and her little chickies enjoy the baked bread. Now, a lot of times with this story, when you get to the very end, what you hear is that when the next job needs to be done and the little red hen asks for some help, then all the animals are on board for help it out because they learn from the mistake that they made, which is what we want to do with our growth mindset, right? We all make mistakes. In fact, last week we have our lesson together on Thursday. We're going to think about that idea of making mistakes, and we always said all feelings are. Show me with your fingers. All feelings are. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Exactly. And so now we're going to add to that. When I make a mistake, it is also okay. That's right. Because the thing about making a mistake is you want to learn from that experience, and the animals in the story in some versions, and the one we're sharing today in Miss Broom World, is going to be like that. They learn that when the next time there's something to be done, everybody needs to pitch in, because we all want to be a part of whenever the fun happens. We all want to be able to eat the bread with that sweet jelly or that honey or whatever, that butter.
Always
Right?
wear a mask.
Let's do a little moving now with the stories. The first thing we'll do is we will pretend to be the little red hen. And how we're going to do that today is stand up behind your chair, okay? And you're going to take your chicken wings, take your chicken wings behind you with long, strong arms, and you're going to reach your hands with strong fingers towards one another. That's going to be like flapping your chicken wings. And then with your Tootsie Toes, everybody, go up on your Tootsie Toes as you flap your chicken wings. And then see if you can't strut your stuff around. And maybe, I know we're doing a little red hen, but maybe we can give a rooster. We can do a chicken sound. We can do some squawk, squawk, squawkity squawk. All right. But I also like to be a rooster whenever I do the chicken walk. So you could do all right. When you move your arms behind your back like that, you're really strengthening all through your arms and your fingers. And of course, we get a little balance work as we walk around on our Tootsie Toes. All right. Who can remember any more animals that were in the story? All right. Let's see some hands go up. Oh, I saw a hand and then I moved the screen. Oh, there's Aoife. Aoife, tell us, unmute and tell us what animal you remember.
I remember a black and brown dog.
All right, so the brown dog. So let's be a dog with our bodies. Now this one is going to be one where you want to get to your floor space. All right, so you're going to make like an upside down V with your body. So I'm going to take my feet back and I'm going to reach towards my toes. All right, and then I'm going to walk my hands out in front of me, walk my feet back behind me. Okay, now pedal your heels towards the ground as you work your upside down V, and you'll feel stretch in your shoulders and your back and your legs. And you can wibble wobble it from side to side, like take your doggy tail from side to side. Right? And then walk your hands and feet back towards one another. And then walk your body up nice and tall. All right, we got Lauren joining the fun. All right, come on in the house, Lauren. All right, who remembers, Leona, do you remember another animal that's in the story? What's another animal, Leona?
A pig. A pig.
There was a pig. All right, now for pig pose, it's another one to do on the ground, okay? And so what you're going to do with pig pose is you're going to have a seat on your bum, okay? And then you're going to pull your knees to your chest, okay? And then for pig, you want to roll around in the mud, okay? So what you want to do is make space that you can roll on your back body, and then you can roll from side to side, and then you can rock and roll to seated. Right? But pig pose is all about big and small, knees to chest, and then stretches out your back body. It feels really good to Mrs. Brome's old body. All right, Lauren, thank you for joining us. We are doing some moving today with the story about the Little Red Hen. All right, we told that story before you joined us. Okay, who raise your hand if you know another animal that was in the story? All right, let's see, that is Mia. Mia, unmute yourself and tell us.
The goat.
There was a goat in the story, all right? So to be a billy goat today, we're going to go to our hands and knees. So put your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders, all right? And then you can take your billy goat tail behind you. It's just a little tail, so you might want to take your knee to the, bend it and put your foot to the ceiling, all right? And then you're going to breathe in, and you're going to, or however your goat may sound. That sounded kind of sheepish, maybe. Maybe we need to say, all right, and then take your other knee, bend it, and put that foot towards the ceiling, okay? All right, and then work that body again, breathing in and breathing out with a Oh, I heard a sheep. All right. There is another animal we need to think about. Does anybody remember?
You did participate a little bit.
Isaac, which animal did we not think about yet?
The rat.
The rat. So the rat is like taking the pig and flipping it upside down. It's also called child's pose when you do yoga. And so what you're going to do for the rat is you're going to be on your knees and your hips, your bum goes to your heels. And then you're going to stretch up in front of you, okay? All right, I'll back up so that I'm more in the camera. And you reach forward. And again, you're stretching through your back and your shoulders. It's a wonderful stretch for the low back of the body. All right. Good to know. You can also take your rat knees wider and let your body go lower in between the legs. Stretch out your rat. All right, take a big breath in and take a big breath out. The forehead may rest all the way to the floor. If not, you can stack your hands and use them to prop your head when you stretch like the rat. All right, so where do all the animals live? Where do all the animals live? Leah, where do the animals live?
The barn.
The barn. So let's make a barn with our bodies, okay? So this will be a stand-up pose. You're going to take your feet like you're on railroad tracks, okay? And then you're going to take one foot out to the side. So one toe points sideways and one toe points towards your device. And then you may want to spread out that stance so it's nice and wide and stable. And for the barn today, we're going to make a triangle with our body. So you're going to take your arms long and strong out to the side like you're crossing a capital letter T. All right, like putting the hat on it. Kick your hip away from the ponytail. And then breathe in. And breathe out and reach out over the pointy toe and roll one hand down and one hand up. So in triangle pose, you are balancing, you are strengthening, you are stretching, you are getting it all done. And today that's going to make our structure that we will call the barn. All right, we're going to squeeze our tummy muscles and press strong through our legs and going to reach our triangle pose nice and tall and take both toes towards the device. Okay, both toes towards the device.
It really hurts that much, then don't do
All
it.
right. Isaac, did you have a thought you wanted to share? I see that you raised your hand.
So there's another way to do barn pose. You can do that, and you can do this.
Very good. I like it. And you're making a triangle with your body in that shape too. All right, so we're going to work the other side of our body. So both toes are towards the device, and then you take the opposite toe away. So again, you've got lots of good space between your legs and between your feet, yes? All right, and then you're going to stretch out your arms like you're crossing the capital letter T. And then breathe in as you kick your hip away. And then reach out over this side pointy toe and reach down and reach up. All right, I see somebody else is joining us. Let me see if I can let them in. Let them in. Chloe. All right, so one hand high and one hand low as you work your barn. Hey, Chloe, we're telling the story about Little Red Hen, and we're doing some movement.
Don't worry, that's Maya.
All right, so now we're going to squeeze through our tummy and really be strong in our legs. Going to breathe in and reach your triangle up. Bring your toes.
Sorry, guys.
A star, like you are shining bright over the barn at the night time when all the animals are
What do you
sleeping.
mean on the counter?
And then let's put a moon. Bring your feet together. Toes are towards the device. And to be a moon, take one hand to a waist and then reach up and over with the other hand. There you go. This is called a half moon. Crescent. Crescent. There comes harder. All right, then take the hand that was stretching high, put it on the waist, and reach up and over with the other side. There you go. With this pose, you don't want to collapse over. You want to make sure you're getting a nice stretch to the side of the body. There you go. Moon and the stars. Well, who else could be sleeping in that barn? Could we have a horse sleeping in the barn? Yeah? All right, so to do a horse, you're going to take your toes kind of out to the side. All right, not quite as far as when we did triangle, more at a diagonal. And then you're going to sink your hips down and really work the muscles in the top of the leg. So you're going to sink your hips down. It's like you are on the back of a horse. And then we're going to take our elbows, bend, reach hands high as we ride the horse. And you might want to get a little bounce as you work your horse. And then breathe in and grow tall. And then exhale and sit back down on that horse and ride your horse. You feel that work happening in the tops of the legs? These are called the quadricep muscles, and they are getting a good workout when you work your horse. Everybody say nay.
Nay.
There you go. All right, let's put a cow in the barn. Right? So come back down to your
Nay. Nay.
cow. We're going to drop your udders and lift your chin and tailbone. All right, and that's going to be the cow. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find a cat by stretching the back way up to the sky. And so that's going to be our meow. This is so work your meow. And work your moo. All right, one more. In and breathing out.
Can we find a corn snake at the barn?
Find your dog. Take your toes into the floor and lift your hips high. For that upside down.
No.
The dog.
No.
And then walk your feet to your hands, and then walk your hands up your body, and then find yourself a seat. Who knows what animal is going to be awake in the barn at night?
Corn snake.
Which animal?
Owl.
Yes, we need an owl. So we're going to finish up with an owl before we take a minute or so to rest. So what I want you to do is on your chair, walk your feet over to the side of your chair and sit so that your feet can touch the floor, okay? Now breathe in, and on the exhale, reach to the back of your chair and you get a twist in the body, okay? Breathing in, grow tall. And on the exhale, you get a smooth one to the twist. All right, unravel, unfurl, uncurl, and then tiptoe your feet around to the other side of your chair. All right, so walk them all the way to the side. So you're sitting sideways on your chair, and walk so that you can get your feet to the ground, okay? Breathe in, grow tall. And on the exhale, reach back to the back of your chair. And don't twist it too much. That good feeling
Like you're washing, you're wringing out all the
Fence paper towels can just it can dry my tongue.
off you,
Right?
This is a reminder. Next time with Zoom 5 minutes.
All right, untwist your body.
This is a
If you
reminder.
don't have your
This is 5 minutes.
volume on mute, go ahead and mute your volume. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell you a little story while you rest in the chair that you're sitting in. So if you want to kind of slunk back in your chair, close your eyes. If you have a space in your house, and I'm going to tell you this, so you might not can do it in the space where you are, but this is called legs in the chair. This feels awesome. So I'm going to show you how this works. What you're going to do is you're going to lay on the floor and you're going to take your legs to the chair seat. All right. So but if you just want to rest in your chair today, that's okay too. But you can lay in the chair and just relax that body and the fingertips are to the ceiling. And so that's one way to rest. If that works for you, I don't know how much you could see of Miss Brown trying to share that, but that's an awesome way to rest the body, because anytime you elevate the legs like that, it's very restful for your whole system. There's a lot of great benefits to resting like that, but you can just rest in your chair. What I want you to do is close your eyes, and in your imagination, I want you to feel like you're on the farm. All right, we're there with the little red hen. And the little red hen has found the grains of wheat, and she's coming around and asking the animals to help, and nobody is pitching in. But you, of course, know the end of the story, and so you get out there and you help her dig and plant and water and weed. And then the wheat grows, and the days go on and on. And you enjoy being on the farm, and you enjoy pitching in and helping. And it's fun to see all the animals, the horse and the cows, the cats and the dog. There's the pigs and the owl. The wheat continues to grow. It's finally time to take it where you can cut and thresh it and take it to the mill, and you pitch right in with the little red hen. And then after that work is done, the little red hen asks for some help on baking some bread, because now you have flour. And oh my goodness, you can't wait to help her make the bread, and you get in there and do, and then the bread bakes and it smells so wonderful. And now we're just gonna be still and quiet as we smell that bread baking so yummy, yummy, yummy in our tummy, tummy, tummy smell. And you know that you can be still and quiet like this anytime that you would like. And you can pretend to smell any smell that makes you happy. Miss Brown loves the smell of fresh baked bread. All right. So now it is time to eat that bread. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe roll your wrists from side to side. Maybe stretch your body long. And if you're on the floor, you might want to pull your knees to your chest and rock on your back body. And then everybody make your way to sitting up nice and tall in your chair again. All right. Show me with your thumbs how you feel right now when it's time to eat some fresh baked bread with a little red hen. Oh, I see a thumbs up from Mia. I see a thumbs up from Nuri. I see a thumbs up from Rosie and a thumbs up from Leah. All right, I see a thumbs up from Caroline. Thumbs up. All right. Yay! So yoga is one way to take care of yourself, guys. There are lots of ways to take care of yourself, but when you breathe and when you move and when you stretch and you really work muscles and then you take some time to rest and be still and quiet, that's called a little yoga practice or a yoga break. And we're going to add those into your Monday fun. And I am so excited we got to play today and share about the little red hen and other animals on the farm. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, Mrs. Sweatman.